What the fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 43 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, I looked at my body. That was cool. In this episode, we can do it again. I look like a guy. I look like a normal guy. It's February 10th.
Good morning! Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation's still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange. I don't know. Stop doing this shit. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Okay. Now I can do the voice.
If you're looking for Iris, she's in the defendant's... she's wherever he said she was.
Edgeworth. What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard.
Franziska von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
What? Then who is?
Who else would it be but Godot?
Godot?
Franziska is engaged with some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and you receive some good news soon.
Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
You don't have to tell me that.
Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided today would be the day to end all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Thanks.
Oh, they're so cute.
Alright, time to lock her! I still don't have the answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. That really hurt my chest. Ow! Ow! Owie! The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham. No, I mean Miss Misty Fey. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. What do you think? I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. What do you think it is? To fucking put Pearl in the spot and then get revenge on somebody, I guess. I don't know.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Your Honor? What are you...
Oh, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot.
My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said. At least up until the end, anyway.
Where he said that we're the okay, idiot.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Oh god, give me a second here. Okay, I know I was like doing something. I had to pause. So I look over at my phone, right? I look over at my phone and my brother's calling me. And I'm looking at it. One of two things happened. One, my dad just died. Or two, the laundry that I'm running is done. And he no longer wants it in there because he's a fucking dork, right? So, answer the phone. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, well, he's such an asshole, by the way. Like, everything he does is either, like, ironic, or he does the thing my dad does where he's, like, tells a story, and, like, at the end of the story, like, postulates to be like, and this is why you're a fucking idiot. So he's like, well, I'm looking at the washer and the dryer, and I see wet clothes in the dryer, or in the washer. I see wet clothes in the washer, and the dryer's going. And I'm thinking, if all the clothes can fit in the washer, why didn't you put them all in the dryer? And I'm like, because they're two separate loads. I don't know, did you just call to criticize me? What the fuck is this? And he's like, no, not a criticism, just a question. And I'm like, that is like the epitome of fucking douche asshole, like fucking Schrodinger. Like, no, it was a joke. Like, no, it's just a question. I'm just asking. I'm curious. Right? And I'm like, so you thought, right? I'm like, so you thought that I fucking had a full load in the washer. Was like, oh, these even smaller clothes now that they're wet won't all fit in the dryer. So I'm gonna go put them in half of them in there and leave the rest just sitting there. Fuck. What? And again, even if I fucking did, so what? He's like, well, no, maybe there's like something here. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, there's nothing here. There's nothing. Even if I did that, you wouldn't need to know. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not criticizing. And I'm like, you know, what was the point of the phone call, right? Because I told him, I was like, I could see if you were like, hey, it's done, but the dryer was still going. So I'm like, what was the point? You could have just waited the 3 minutes. If I had a timer set, which I usually do, I didn't that time, because I was just kind of going generally based on the time. And he's like, well, I thought you did laundry on Sunday, so I thought this was like a smaller load. And I'm like, I wasn't even home Sunday. Why the fuck would you think I did it on Sunday? Like, none of it made sense. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm playing Ace Attorney in here, and then I went out there to, like, the house, right? And I'm like, I had to play Ace Attorney here to fucking call you out for calling me being a fucking asshole for no reason, like, at all. Like, the dryer's not even done, so it's not like I can take the clothes out and I've inconvenienced you. Like, the only inconvenience is now you have to wait the extra 3 minutes that the dryer takes. That's it. And you are such an asshole, you, like, take the 3 minutes from me. Insane. Right? This is the shit I deal with. And people are like, oh, but your family, get along. I'm Jewish, so I can say this. He's such a fucking Jew. Yeah, he loses 3 minutes and he has to fucking get it back by fucking penny pinching minutes. Ridiculous, dude. Anyways, human hearts are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
So then you mean... forget it. What do you mean?
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today she had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
Confession? The defendant?
Fucking bullshit. Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and a profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training in Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's alright. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Stoneham?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What?
I mean, we knew that.
Order in the court! Order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? I mean, we knew that. 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Ha! Everyone on the planet's an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? That Godot! So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Okay, yeah, whatever. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime are you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique is Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite. She's naming Maya?
Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer?
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try and protect her.
Objection! That's ridiculous! Maya could never do
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected. But I never imagined the case would wind up going this direction. I'm realizing now I did not have the fucking volume turned up at all. You know what else is crazy? I'm realizing? Hold on, let me show you this too. I've had this game turned the fuck down for a while. Watch this. That probably fixes things a lot. You can probably hear way better now.
I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and saw the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in self-defense?
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, what? So, hold on. You saw it all happen in the... So, I don't have proof of that. I'm gonna press her on this. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Donham tried to stab her with this weapon. To kill Miss Fey?
Yes, exactly.
Ha! You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? There is one thing. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client!
Yes, well, nevertheless. That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment! It's my job to say that!
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue. Okay, so, yeah, I don't need to do shit with that. Objection! Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Miss Donham throwing her staff away makes no sense to me at all.
But all you can do with the staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger, not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already! Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? Objection! That was an impressive bit of investigating, right? Never would I have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well, anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. But there is something strange about this whole testimony!
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its arguments.
Mr. Wright!
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey! I mean... I don't know what proves it. Oh, that? Hold on, I need to save at some point. I should have saved sooner. I mean, that was to be expected. I know it's her mom, but how the fuck do I prove that? Do I have proof? No? I know what it is! What the fuck do I prove? Okay, I'm an idiot, I guess. Elise Donham would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donham. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Fey?
No! Not Misty Fey!
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to?
Misty Fey is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donham actually the great mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation as for why she would do such a thing.
Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented. One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight, And 2, that the people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one little thing.
Yes? What is this one little impossible thing?
Ha! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it.
How does Godot know that? Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Huh? The pine tree? This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Ha! Are you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I ordered that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Beth! Get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately!
Okay, well, we don't know.
Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Cute girls never lie. Ever. They do a lot, actually.
In any case, witness, could you please testify again to this court?
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay, let's get one thing straight here. I'm gonna save the game immediately, is what's gonna happen here. How much time do I have left? 1 minute and 44 seconds on my laundry timer. Alright, we can pull this off. So, managed to fling the knife away, and then she collapsed. Which... Here's the problem. What about the fucking Maya writing? Is the question. Right?
What is the woman saying?
So hold on, can I like save the game? What if I just present that? Nah, that's not enough. Why did I not like get that shit as evidence? So hold on. Where did that dagger go?
I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle.
That is the most likely explanation, yes.
After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while, and Mystic Maya stood there not moving an inch. It felt for a moment like time had just stopped. But then, suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
Seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that's completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone. That alone is impossible! Which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. Okay, so, hold on. What do I have? The dagger. The orders from Morgan Fay. The talisman. The crystal spear. The sketch. That's the crime photo there. That's the tracks photo. Oh, from a stab in the... Oh, hold on. Hold on, this is fucking obvious. Where's the autopsy report right here? Objection! Wait, are you shitting me? No, what? What are you... What? Objection! There we go. I knew I had it. Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second to go get my laundry. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
I don't fucking know. It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
Is that all you have to say?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Objection! Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself!
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light!
Yeah, which the lanterns were lit, idiot! By the way, did you know? Azakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be lit. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Impossible? It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening!
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No! How the fuck did she... How was she a witness if she couldn't see?
Order!
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. Yeah, the one that has mine. Now we get that. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern! There's something written on it! Why, it's written in blood!
Oh boy, so the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood.
It says Maya written upside down!
What the?
Oh yes, that's right. After being cornered, then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing on that stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
It certainly looks that way.
Objection. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
It's a great question. What are we all talking about? We will find out in the next episode, because I did not pay attention to how long this had been going on. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.